Hello everyone, who have I brought to you today? Well, I am extremely happy with the results I have achieved with Denise. She is one of my students, not for long, I would say, but I have already achieved very important results. So I will let her speak and introduce herself, and then we will continue with the interview.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Denise. I am 40 years old. I am a mother, a self-publisher. I do self-publishing as a mom, and I do many other things. Well, I started the self-publishing business. I bought the first course in 2019. Actually, it is the only one. Yes, the first course, and then the only one before yours. And well, through ups and downs, I have done my best. I have never given up, to tell the truth, even if for a long time I did not have great results.
So, a full-time mom and self-publisher in my spare time. So you took this course here, another training course that was not ours in 2019.
Bought around October 2019. I published the first book in approximately March 2020. So from March 2020 until November, which is the date you joined my course, let's say the results were lacking. Until November 2022, and the results were lacking, it seems to me. Well, I also had months where, how to say, it happened that I made $3,000 net. Once it happened, but they were not continuous, right? Okay. And actually, to tell the truth, the first year I was at a loss, totally at a loss.
Okay, because obviously, between production costs and ad costs, even if you made $3,000 net in some months, in the end, when you summed it all up, it was a loss.
Yes. So, yes, even against everyone's opinions, obviously. Because it's obvious, right? Then you also have to manage this. At a family level, the things you do. And so, yes, I went ahead anyway because I knew that somehow I would make it. I didn't know how, but I knew I would make it somehow.
The important thing is knowing you will get there, then the way will be found. And yes, I agree with you on the family discussion, because at the beginning, when you don't have results, it's hard to explain to keep going. Then, once you get results, once you click, everyone changes their attitude, definitely.
So we get to November 2022, where you were struggling, and at a certain point you said, I need to figure out how to do this, right? And let's say I had given myself a deadline, and I had said that by March 2023, I would quit publishing if I didn't get results. It was also a kind of agreement with myself, right? To stop procrastinating on the buts. I was missing the results. So I gave myself this time. And I have to say that my intuition pointed me to you, and I went straight on my path. I have to say the truth. I watched some interviews with other successful students of yours. And so I said, this is definitely the answer to my question. And I went straight to buy your course.
Okay, so let's say you identified us as the turning point. You said you would rely on us. Also, because it was like a last resort, because you were in March, then you said, either I succeed or I quit. So it was really the last resort, but you still didn't want to give up. Okay, so you arrive. I still remember, also because it was not long ago. We talk, we have the call, and Denise joins our famous KDP Infinity course, the 5K project.
Yes.
I'll explain briefly how this project works, and then we'll talk about the various topics addressed. So let's say this is a course that I launched some time ago, and it was the first to introduce this method where consultations are unlimited until the predetermined goal is reached with the student. So for the first time, it's not the student who pays, gives X amount of money for X hours. Then if they achieve the result, great, If not, well, goodbye, and thank you, the Pareto principle, or it's a matter of the more the merrier. Here, both parties get involved with infinite consonance towards achieving the goal, working together. Weekly Zoom meetings are held. The work is organized together using a Google Drive with all the management tools, all the files to be filled out, and we go hand in hand until this goal is achieved. So I wanted to ask you, Denise, what differences did you actually find on a technical level with the other self-publishing courses? Then we will talk about the whole discussion of the path, the support, but let's say on a technical level, for those who may not have the opportunity to access the KDP Infinity Path and would like to access only the course, what differences are there? So in terms of keywords, covers, ads, etc. So maybe you can say something about that.
Yes, well, there is a huge difference between the basic course I had and the one you did, because it completely changes the perspective from which you should look at publishing. Well, the truth is that back in 2019 and 2022, when I was making my first publications, I didn't really have the idea of profit, which is the main thing. And I think that's the main thing that stands out from your course. In the end, we do something because there is a reason for doing it, because we have a goal to achieve, and you also provide the tools to do this. So if someone says, well, I don't know how to do a plus B in the Excel box, there's no need, because you also provide this kind of tool. So in my opinion, it's not a course for someone who has never seen self-publishing in their life, because obviously they need to know what we are talking about, but it is a course that then makes you understand exactly how you need to think about self-publishing and what the keys are to achieving a goal, right? So in terms of cover, in terms of keyword analysis, I mean, not starting with a keyword just because, well, it's nice. What a nice keyword. I like it.
Already below 5,000 and off we go.
Exactly, no. I mean, there are numbers that you have to fill in and understand if a keyword is actually worth publishing or not. Same thing for the cover, same thing for the launch. For me, it was really the turning point, to tell you the truth. And also the management of the car. There are techniques that you teach that I had never seen anywhere else. Then I don't know. I don't have the audience of all the courses, but I don't think so. I've been doing self-publishing for many years, so I've tested a few things.
Okay, now let's go into a bit more detail on each of them. So let's start with the topic of keywords, right? As Denise said, we are very profit oriented. This is a business. A business is done with numbers. So it is necessary to do planning. It is necessary to understand the keywords. Well, right. What type of keywords to target, not based on parameters, not on, as Denise said, it seems nice, but to have a clear, specific picture of where to position our book. Consequently, how much can we invest based on our budget? What type of book will we make in such a way as to have more royalties, to be able to have more play with the ads?
Absolutely. Yes.
Because, many people, Denise, get a bit lost because they think that, self-publishing, being online, is different from the dynamics of any other business, right? But it's the example I always give. If you have a restaurant, you need to know how much you earn in a day, what expenses you have for bills, what expenses you have for suppliers, what expenses you have for employees. It's the same thing.
The numbers of your business are fundamental to achieving success in anything. Knowing the numbers of your business.
And in addition, this way you can also optimize, because if you are making a profit, maybe you made 100,000 and spent 50,000, you could have spent 40,000. So it's not just an idea of optimizing, but of having a specific picture of where these resources have been spent and allocated in order to optimize it. Absolutely. Moreover, they do it. They do it for everyone.
Absolutely, yes. This is the first part of the discussion. Then the cover discussion there too, to tell you the truth, I used to have the graphic designer do it. I didn't really have an idea of what to do. I did many tests, but there wasn't a method. I mean, there wasn't a scientific method to make the cover, which of course isn't set in stone, but there are parameters that you teach that should absolutely be respected and understood. This is another mistake that many people make that I have heard, which is delegating this kind of thing, which is the most important part, because the cover is the part that matters the most. I mean, keywords come after, okay?
The cover remains. If you are delegating it to a graphic designer who is not a publisher, because their business is selling you covers, they will surely not make the cover. You need, then, can you sell a cover made by a graphic designer just randomly? Yes, of course, you can sell it because they are at the beginning, not necessarily because there is a strategy behind it. So the most important thing, guys, is to understand, as Denise says, obviously, the parameters, the things to consider, and to have a method. Does that mean that every cover will sell 100%? No. But at least you know what you have done. You know what you can adjust. Even the fact that it doesn't sell can be an opportunity to understand how to improve, what might be wrong, and move forward, right? So until the book sells, you are always building competence.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Then let's talk about budget optimization. Since we have chosen the keyword, we have understood how to make the cover. We then need to delegate the creation of the book and the creation of the cover.
In terms of budget optimization, it's like a chasm, because before I used to spend thousands of euros to make a complete book, $200. I don't know, 250, then I missed the part about the reviews, but this is the budget to make a well-done book. And
did you notice a difference between not spending 1,000 and spending 200?
no.
Okay.
Have you noticed any differences in quality from when you were spending 1,000 to when you are spending 200? No, absolutely not. Actually, maybe the ones I do today are of higher quality, to tell the truth, because today I have a more trained eye. So I can understand the things that need to be done. But above all, I can focus on the success KPIs, which is not the recipe you put in, but other things. So definitely much, much better. They are much higher quality now, spending much less.
And here too is a mistake where many fall, right? But both you and I have certainly been through it. So
great.
Precisely the fact that at the beginning, a lot of complexity is created. You are told to focus on KPIs that are not actually necessary to make money. So,
and don't talk about the buyer persona. Now I think I can do it in 5 minutes.
But in fact, I don't tell them. I have practically never done it. Yes, I do some research. I understand on Quora. I understand a bit what comes up, but that's it. That's it. Also because, as I say, guys, we are selling books in America, okay, on frivolous topics to people who have a credit limit, credit cards of $50,000. So think about how much they consider buying a $12 book. They don't even read it.
That is, most people order art books and don't even read them.
It ends up on some shelf. And so, yes, the point is that many make the mistake of always delegating responsibility, or because they are afraid. At the beginning, they say they want everything to be done well by using these services that in reality do nothing but harm the business because the quality is the same. Whether you go on Fiverr or you go to I tell you lately that the quality has improved a lot compared to the Writing Society, because just this morning, I saw some reviews on a book made by a writing company that, let's say, gave me the idea of giving it a 1-star review, etc., due to errors made in the book, because they produce books in mass. If instead you have your trusted freelancer who wants to keep collaborating with you, who you provide with support, they will be more committed. Also, keep in mind that a freelancer on Fiverr, you have to do the review once they have uploaded the book and you have published it. With a writing company, where do you do the review? In the various groups, if they accept your post.
Exactly.
But I also have my own freelancer for years. I use that, a freelancer, for the covers, and that's it. That's obvious. You need to know how to select them. You need to know how to search for them. You have some work to do, right?
So it's not a yes, but you also have to test. So at the beginning, you can also make mistakes, but it doesn't matter. In short, you make mistakes, you correct them, you try something else. It is important to always keep the focus on the goal.
So you create your own team this way, which does better work because you understand how you want things. I practically talk to them every day. So you understand how you want the work done. I have to explain things 2 million times. And obviously you end up paying much less. What's the point? Obviously, being a business and paying much less, what do you have? You have more budget to do more projects, and therefore you take on more clients. Or even just simply in terms of breaking even, right? I mean, since it's a business, I have to put in money to keep it going. I mean, we all do this, guys, right? I always say this is the mission. We are here for the money because we want to earn more money, to make our family better off, to go on vacations. Everyone has their own thing, but the goal is to make money, right? So if we make a book that costs us $1,000, but we haven't done a proper analysis, we don't know when we will break even. It's madness. Maybe I invest $1,000 and break even in 10 months and only start making a profit in the 11th month. That's not good business. We are not making a deal.
Oh, yes, my goodness.
If I pay 200 for that same book, it means that by the 10th month, I have already made a huge profit.
Well, this is a reasoning that I didn't do before seeing your course. I am not ashamed to say it. It's the truth. I wasn't thinking this way.
Good thing you are doing it now.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we talked about cost optimization, production, and then we get to the important phase, which is that of
Top launch.
found any difference in old training and now
Completely different, like techniques I didn't know, to tell you the truth. I just have to thank you, Giuseppe, who, with a lot of patience during the call, explained to me how I should do it. These launch techniques allowed me to achieve the numbers I did this month, but in a very short time. Very little time, yes, in my opinion. It's because, you know, those who have big numbers and also understand well the mechanisms with which Amazon works, the famous Amazon algorithm. These things here that are what you need to then bring you to profit in the short term. So yes, I am grateful for these teachings. The difference, in my opinion, is really staying on top of things.
for example, we also do a live session every Monday within the group for teaching and updates. But why? Because our main source of income used to be self-publishing. So inevitably, we are up to date on all the nuances, all the aspects of the algorithm. And we notice this because we are always on top of things, okay?
Exactly.
And so this makes the difference because you are a person who achieves significant numbers and is always on top of things every day. And if the slightest thing happens, you come and tell me, keeping me on top of things as well.
Absolutely.
But maybe you are still in an embryonic phase of the business, so you are not so focused or you don't notice certain dynamics because you are still a bit at the beginning.
It's obvious, it's obvious, it's obvious. Absolutely. But in fact, I realized that by doing this thing myself, right? So since I started doing coaching with Giuseppe, every day I monitor, I see. Now I also have the eye to notice things that I didn't notice before, making changes in real time that then led me to achieve results also on other books that maybe, well, I didn't specifically see with you, but because by now I have learned, right, the process on, and I can also decide quickly on my own. So I am really very happy about this because, yes, it is a beautiful thing. You realize that you are growing.
I am happy too, because the goal of my course is not just to get you to the objective. That is to bring you to the goal, but in the process, make you a person who can then continue on their own, who understands things and who can maintain that goal over time. I mean, I am interested in transferring all the expertise I have to you by doing things together, right? So this makes me happy and proud. Even so, you know that we are always at your disposal. We are always here.
Thank you. Well, anyway, there are free calls every Monday for all students. So anything is always useful.
We have these calls on Mondays where we do actual Zoom meetings. It's not the kind of call where it's just me and you ask questions below. We are on Zoom. Everyone talks. We compare notes. We update each other. And it is, let's say, a very close-knit group. We talk about many top self-publishers, there are people making 20, 30, 40, $60,000 a month. So it is a really important group for growth, and I am happy to be a part of it.
Thank you.
I will just get to the topic of ads then. No ads at all.
So I had an incidence of ads I managed. But I think only for 1 month to make it 30%, but almost always 50%. What is it? Astronomical costs. Keep in mind that this month I started with a ROAS of 4.5. Now I'm at 3.8, just because obviously after a while. But there's no comparison to how much I spend now and how I used to spend before. And also the management is much easier, more facilitated, more streamlined.
For those less familiar, a ROAS of 4.5 means that for every euro spent, you are making 4.5 euros.
So with 1,000 euros of investment in ads, she would make $4,500 in royalties, which is the transfer that Amazon would then make to her. So a profit of $3,500, for example. So these are very, very important numbers that you didn't have before, I imagine. There were different techniques, different ad strategies, a completely different management. Absolutely, absolutely. The ad strategy you teach is completely different, and it's the winning one because I tested it before and saw the differences. But above all, it gets updated every Monday because Giuseppe gives us an update on ads in all the Monday calls, and there are always new things to improve. So you update it every week. I mean, you almost always do an optimization with a new file that Giuseppe gives us. It's almost always like that, exactly. And this is the importance of the working group, because every Monday, an update comes to mind for someone else who maybe does 30, 40, 50 books. And we always update the file we created for ad optimization. This file allows us to see the right data and gives us a clear picture of the situation and understand where to intervene with your book and your ads. Absolutely, yes, fantastic. Okay, great. So the last points I would mention are the fact of reviving dead books. So our vision of optimization, because we are fans of optimization and obviously of optimizing the work done previously. So if a book doesn't sell, then look, you're hitting the core point, because the book with which I made the numbers this month, which is practically just one because the others are all, I mean, I haven't published new books. I am now publishing a new book. To make the numbers I made this month, we revived 3 or 4 books, one of which really exploded to the nth degree. There's nothing new. The launch, strategy, all the things that needed to be done. But the only cost I had was just redoing the cover.
So you had the potential, you had the assets that were just sitting there, and you had to find the right way to sell them. But the asset was already there. That's the important thing, right? Because I see many people saying, but Ricardo, these books are not working for me. I will order a new book. But excuse me, do you want it to be profitable? Yes, there are publishers who sell. Yes. Oh, because you can't sell. I mean, what are you going to do there? Burn more budget? And besides, you didn't understand why those books weren't selling.
That is the most important thing.
So did you understand why the books you had made previously, maybe spending thousands and thousands of euros, were not selling?
Yes. Now, yes.
And these are all things that I would apply in the new launches. So now you have a completely different vision.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. So let's get a bit more specific about your journey. We've done this overview. How did your journey go? So when did you start? What numbers were you making? What result did you achieve? How did you find working with us? How was your course organized?
So, well, I took the course at the end of November, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I was looking at the date earlier. You took the course on November 24th.
Exactly. So I practically studied it. I devoured it in a week, I think, at the beginning of December. And I immediately started doing calls with Giuseppe. I mean, as far as my journey is concerned, for me, They were obviously the turning point, because during this time, we are talking about the month of December, right? So we are talking about holidays, kids at home. We also went on vacation. We had an amazing vacation from the 25th to the 1st of January abroad. So I actually did everything I had to do, but Giuseppe's things were fundamental for me because they more or less helped me stay on track and do things from one week to the next. In fact, already in the first or second week of January, I had 2 or 3 days where I was already making $1,000 a day. So the journey for me was amazing. I learned a lot, but I have to say that having these calls helped me a lot because they made me do things immediately and then to get results in the best possible time.
Honestly, I'm left speechless. Anyway, I am truly amazed by everything. Really, I want to congratulate you because, guys, we provide all the necessary tools, right? This is proof, obviously. We provide the course, we provide the calls, we organize the work and the telegram. But then we can't come to your house and make you do things. So you have to put your hands on the keyboard yourself.
Absolutely.
I would like her to be taken as an example because, so, a mother of a family, Christmas period, two twins. I don't know if you understand. One starts crying, the other follows. So if you understand the situation, so it's the holiday season and we have to go on vacation.
So the commitments, right? Yes, a vacation where with 2 children from morning to night, you have to keep them busy. You can't have the computer in front of you because the little kids won't let you. But at night, when I came back from a day of fun at the amusement park and everything, I would sit down and do the things I needed to do for publishing.
This is what really makes the difference. That is, guys, the commitment. And then you see the results come because Denise went from November when she told me she had made about 4,000 gross.
But Ned, I'll tell you, 1,200, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, we are moving within a month because I did the first sessions with Giuseppe in the second week of December. So doing roughly 1 session a week. We quickly reviewed all the books, and imagine I did the first launches after Christmas. After Christmas, because those who do self-publishing know that the week of Christmas is a week when nothing sells. So I did the first launches around Christmas. And well, can I say it? As of today, I am at $16,200 gross, of which more than 11,000 are net. And the month is not over yet.
Are you happy? Very, very much indeed.
Did you make the right choice? I made the right choice, but I knew it. I felt that you were the right choice. In fact, I was not wrong, absolutely. And I tell you that I still have to, I mean, it happened so quickly and everything that I still haven't, how to say, fully internalized the course. I still have to apply it well because I was so focused on doing and achieving results that I obviously relied 100% on Giuseppe's instructions on the things I have to do. But I still have to internalize it well. I am sure that when I fully internalize it, I will apply the strategy, do the planning as you teach in the course, which is something I have always lacked, the monthly planning to have a long-term business. Absolutely.
Now a new scenario opens up for you because first of all, you will gain a great awareness of yourself and the business because it's hard when you keep doing, and the results don't come. And it's hard to keep believing in it, right? But the moment you see them and say, okay, this month I made 11 net and I did it like this. Now I want to make 20 net. Let's figure out what I need to do exactly. And in addition, the strategies. And you understood how to really do things. And so now everything will be, let's say, the story starts here.
Exactly. Thank you. I can't say anything else, but no, thank you.
I am really, really, really happy. And anyway, I repeat, I was still impressed by you and your seriousness and dedication, right? Because going from $4,000 in a month, guys, to making days of $1,000 in revenue in January, and still going from 4 to 16 in the span of 2 months. No, 1 month, 1 month. Yes, because I was counting November. So 1 month. Yes, no December. To tell the truth, I made even less. Do you want to know how much I closed December with? In December, I made 3,009 gross, of which 1,002 were from ads. Okay, so it starts. Okay, so it's clearer. We started working together in mid-December. So in December, you still don't see the changes made because we were just starting to work. So we started doing calls, studying what to do and what not to do, launching after Christmas. And in January, so you go from 4,000 to 16,000, a fourfold increase in the first month of publication. The first thing we are going to address together to fix, these are the results. Fantastic, really fantastic.
Really fantastic. It almost seems like science fiction.
And you will see now, I am sure that she can reach even higher. We have other students who have reached 30,000 net, 40,000 net. I have seen it. There is so much you can do. So I check my notes to make sure I have covered everything. All right. Okay? No, I would say we are there. We get to the crucial point where everyone will be waiting for the famous dashboards. And you know that we are very transparent, so when we say something, we like to actually show it. So we would like to show your dashboard from December, which is where we started working. How much you were making and how much you spent on ads. And from January to actually show that the goal was achieved and surpassed in January.
Okay.
Go ahead, share it. I'll enable you.
So this, sorry, this is November. And so let's look at December. So we are a bit closer. December 34th, December. This is my December dashboard.
Okay, so December. Max 3.8.
And the ads, sorry, I had them here. This is the American market, but it is the main market. Okay, here. The ads are in December. $327. Okay. Have you spent in other markets? Yes. Can I spent more because I had Germany? I spent a bit more. If you want, I can also show you Germany.
Then we will blur everything out. Don't worry.
So here we are December. Wait, because I have to remove them since they are campaigns that I canceled, maybe even some of Lave.
Those that were active.
So you see, the highest expense is more in Germany.
Okay.
Almost €1,000, 800 and something, plus those from the US. Shall I show you January?
Let's go to here, January.
Sorry, I have everything open on Zoom, but here it is. 1st of January. Today is the 30th, so January isn't over yet. Here it is. This is my dashboard.
Another thing I would say.
Yes, tell me if I am going too fast. Then don't worry. So January, US market expenses. 3 and 2 to date. So anyway, with 16K gross, and here it's a bit less because now I'm more in the American and UK markets. Let's say the more significant royalties. So 600 plus $3,000, we're still talking about 11,000 net. Yes, the net is 11,200 net to date. Fantastic.
Go ahead. Stop sharing so they can see us in full screen again.
Here we are.
Great. Look, I keep telling you this. I am really happy with these results.
Thank you. Others will be missing.
Sure. By the way, one thing I often ask my students, because I like to make them, let's say, commit publicly. What are your goals?
The goals in self-publishing or in general, if you want to tell us both, that would be great. What about one, to start another type of business that has nothing to do with self-publishing, which is more related to moms and a whole other world that I care about a lot. But obviously I need the money from self-publishing, so they are really crucial. I tell you, I haven't set a figure for February yet, but I would like to at least double it.
We can say that it would be 20 small huts.
Yes.
Okay. It would be 20 small huts. And let's make sure this becomes the springboard to then finance that other activity you will be doing. Yes, it's no longer about making money, but probably there's also, let's say, a vision, a matter of having more of a purpose, right?
Something one feels like doing, and that I have been thinking about for a while, and now I am putting it into practice, also thanks to these results. Which are obviously preparatory.
Yes, initially, one might aim only for money, but then when you realize that you have reached a certain step, it doesn't make much difference, and then you can obviously think about different things where there is a purpose. So, I wish you the best. I am sure you will achieve your goals, both in self-publishing and externally, because I have seen the approach you have taken, so I am sure of it. We are at your disposal. So, I don't know. Do you want to give some advice? So a recommended path.
Not just recommended, highly recommended, especially for those who want immediate results. That is for those who, like I was, were lost, not knowing what to do anymore. This is absolutely the turning point because it puts focus on the things to do. You don't waste time and resources in the fog, but there is a well-defined path. So this course is definitely highly recommended. I particularly want to say that the coaching sessions are truly at a pro level because they give you an even faster boost to achieve your goals.
Yes. And the calls obviously make a difference, meaning the fact that they keep you on track, give you deadlines, and organize your work. Inevitably takes you to another level. Let's say it unleashes your potential, right?
Absolutely. Then it's obvious that you have to do it because you have to do it. But do you know what you have to do? You have to do it right away and just do it, period.
Yes. What I want to say is if a girl was making 3K, 4K, and then moves on to making these numbers, it means the potential was there. Okay? So she was a person capable of making these numbers. Something was missing.
Absolutely.
And there as a coach to show you the way, help you, and then make you able to stand on your own 2 feet.
Absolutely. So I recommend it with all my heart, truly.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Turn around.
I thank you very much for your time. I thank you very much for the testimony you have brought us, which I hope will be an example for many boys and girls.
I hope so, because that's how I started, to tell the truth. I saw a testimonial, and what made me click, I have to say, was the right intuition. So I hope I can also make someone else click.
Okay, thank you very much, Denise. We are always in touch. We talk on Telegram. We are in the group. Don't miss the live sessions. And if you're busy, make sure to catch up.
Yes, but if I don't participate, I will watch it the next day. Absolutely.
Great, great. Okay, bye everyone. See you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.